Hey there guys, Ben here from Corner Flag Games and welcome back to episode number 2 of the Western United mini Road to Glory career mode. So for this episode there will be the same as always. There will be 4 games in today's episode, 2 simulated and 2 played. So what we will do is check over now into the calendar and see what games we have to play in today's episode. So the first one will be a played game away in the league against Melbourne Victory. The first Melbourne derby so far for the new team from Western Melbourne. The second game will be a game against Sydney FC at home in the league. The third one, after a little bit of a break, will be against Brisbane Roar away. And the fourth and final game will be a game against Melbourne City at home at Wyndham Stadium. It is another Melbourne derby, but we will probably simulate this one and pick up a Melbourne City game later on in the season. So guys, we're going to jump now back into the squads, get everything sorted, and we'll come back to you momentarily. So guys, the squads have been picked for this game against Melbourne Victory away in the first Melbourne derby so far. So guys, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay lads, so here we are. We are away in today's game at Amy Park against the Victory. Here is the Melbourne Victory lineup. So it will be Lawrence Thomas in goal, the back four of Storm Rue, Lee Broxham, Tim Hoogland, and Adama Traore. 4 in the midfield with Kansoba, Jertic, Paulson, and Dobras, and Naboot and Toivonen up front as the strikers. Here is our Western United lineup with 1 change due to morale, and it will be Philip Curto in goal, the back four of Risdon, Deng, Martins, and Gabar. Figueroa and Chapman will be the DMs, Kone and Diamante the attacking midfielders, and Borussia and Scott McDonald up front as the strikers. And here we go, getting things underway. It will be Melbourne Victory to kick things off in this game. So here's hoping that the boys in the new away kit can get off running in this Melbourne derby. I dare say it's going to be a heated, contested battle, but let's get things underway. But gives it away to Jertic in the process. Naboot playing 1-2s here with Elvis Kamsoba. They've got numbers forward. They take the strike, but it hits the side netting by Kamsoba. And that is a decent start for them. The first shot coming in relatively on target. Barisha will win the pass though. And the secondary pass on the way through, not going too well. Naboot now coming straight forward. Kamsoba flicks in one for Naboot. He's 1-on-1. Can we get Deng back? He takes the strike, but he just misses it. That one should have hit the back of the net. Going the other way. Chapman finds Gabar down the line here. And we've come inside to Kone, the ex-Greek international. Takes the strike off. And that looked like it took a deflection on the way through. But that one, ladies and gents, has hit the back of the net. Make no mistakes. It is Kone. So here it is on the replay. We play him behind the lines. We've absolutely done the defenders there. Takes the strike. And that central defender by Melbourne Victory didn't know whether to come in and block that one. But he's gone in past Lawrence Thomas. And that's a great way to get in behind the lines and take the first goal in this Melbourne derby. And the goal comes to Kone. It's 3 goals now in the A-League. And it will be the boys of Melbourne Victory to kick things off now. It's taken a little while to find our feet in this derby. 38 minutes, nearing the end of the first half. We've come away with it so far. Playing all the way back now. Figueroa, 1-2ing all the way through. Diamante finds it, a ball to McDonald. Can we get that one off? To find an onside Josh Risdon, who's come all the way up. There's the cross in. The angry Hobbit does get in the way of it. It falls all the way back to Chapman, who's going to have a stab at it. And it goes all the way over. And it will be a goal kick. Maybe not. We do pull ourselves a free kick right outside the area for some unknown reason. We're in the 4th minute of extra time now of the 3 that they were meant to be. So we'll take it. He knocks it through. He's hit the post. Broxham gets it away. Barisha takes the strike. But it has fallen in the back of the net. After 5 minutes of extra time when there was only meant to be 3, we've gotten away lucky. And the deflection from that free kick has sold it down the river for us. So here it is, Diamante's free kick. It looks like, yeah, he's hit the post. And it looks like the angry Hobbit in Lee Broxham tries to head it out after Lawrence Thomas tries to get across, but he headers it straight into Barisha's feet. And it just rolls in over Broxham on the way through and smacks the back of the net. And the goal does come to Bezat Barisha. It is his 3rd goal now in the A-League. Melbourne Victory will kick us off for what remains of this 45 minutes. I dare say there's not going to be a lot left. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, as Cansoba touches the ball away. That will do us for the first 45 minutes in our very first Melbourne derby. We've come out to be the stronger side in this fixture so far. And as the boys roll in for the Gatorade at half-time, it is Melbourne Victory 0, Western United 2. So, ladies and gents, here are the match facts at the halftime break in our very first Melbourne derby. So, for Melbourne Victory, it is 0 goals, 2 shots, none on target with the shooting accuracy of a big fat duck. To Western United's 2 goals, 7 shots, 4 on target with a shooting accuracy of 57%. They are beating us in their passing accuracy with 86% coming to them and 83% to us. And they are just edging the possession battle with 51% to them and 49% to the boys of Western United. So, guys, we're just going to go and now smash on with this second half. And it will be the boys from Western Melbourne to kick things off for this second half. Playing quite well to get up against a very strong Melbourne Victory side. Didn't look like they had too many of their star players out, which is a nice thing considering that, you know, the old FIFA patch, because this is being played on console, you know, there's the whole playing weaker lineups as Garber gets around Cansoba. We get the cross in. Diamante gets the header, but he fires it wide. That is a silly mistake. It's Andrew Naboot. We've given it away, and he's made no mistakes in that one. I tried to get it out as quickly as possible. He looked like he was a little bit further away, but it's the same old mistakes of FIFA's gone by me. And we've gifted Melbourne Victory a goal in this fixture. Philip Courteau, Andrew Naboot cutting that one straight out and makes no mistake putting it in the back of the net. And the goal comes to Andrew Naboot for his second goal in the A-League. As Cansoba makes his exit on the 60th minute, it will be us that gets things underway once more. So a very poor start to this second half, gifting Melbourne Victory a goal. But can we play in Vezar Barisha here? He's going to try and drag it wide. He's up against Lee Broxham. He's going to try and turn and cut it back. Tries to get across him, but Broxham, the angry hobbit, does get in. And we have had a little bit of a formation change slightly as well. We've moved on Diamante up to the striker's position because he can play centre forward. It is Zua who's just come on. Fires it straight at Lawrence Thomas, who puts it over. Back to Traore. You know that ball's going to come sooner rather than later. Robbie Cruz finds in some space for Jertic. Toivonen takes a strike. Courteau gets down to it, but it nearly went into the near post. He's furious at that one. Here it is on the replay. Lays it off by Jertic and smacked through by big Ola Toivonen. Chapman taking the heavy touch all the way through. Diamante plays it through to Daniel De Silva. And he's stopped by Adama Traore in the process, playing it back now to Diamante. Diamante gets a shot off on his left. It's spilled by Lawrence Thomas. And in the 94th minute of 93, it is Zua who has managed to get the strike off the deflection from Lawrence Thomas. And we have cemented the goal in this game. It's quite a comfortable win for us in the end, a 3-1. Here it is from Diamante, takes a strike on his left, and Zua just falls to his feet in the end. And that one is an absolute sitter for him on his left peg. Lawrence Thomas not getting across to it. Fantastic build-up play and a fantastic goal. And the goal does come to Jacques Zua. It is his first goal in the A-League now. And Melbourne Victory will get things started in the 94th minute. There's not going to be a lot to play for now. And as I say that, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We come away with a comfortable victory in our very first Melbourne derby, taking down the big guns that are Melbourne Victory. A fantastic first Melbourne derby for the Western Melbourne side. And at the end of 90 minutes in this derby, it does finish Melbourne Victory 1, Western United 3. So, ladies and gents, here are the match facts after our 90 minutes in this Melbourne derby against Melbourne Victory. So, for them, it is a 1 goal, 5 shots, 3 on target with a shooting accuracy of 60% to Western United's 3 goals, 15 shots, 9 on target with a shooting accuracy of 60%. They did beat us out in the passing accuracy with 87% to them and 84% to us. But we do win out with the possession stake with 54% to us and 46% to the Melbourne Victory. Okay, guys, so moving into today's second game of the episode, and we are at home to Sydney FC in the league now as well. So this is another blockbuster game, guys. So, guys, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, guys, so here we are in today's second played game. And we're at home at the Wyndham Stadium against Sydney FC. So here is the Western United lineup. It will be Philip Curto in goal, Josh Risdon, Deng, Martins and Gabar in the defence. Figueroa and Chapman will hold up the defensive midfield with Diamanti and Kone as the attacking midfielders, with McDonald and Marisha up front as the strikers. Here is the Sydney FC lineup. So it will be Andrew Redmayne in goal, the back four of Grant, McGowan, Wilkinson and Michael Zulo. Caceres and Bratton as the holding midfielders, with Attilio and Ninkovic as the attacking midfielders, with Barbarousis and Ivanovic up front as the strikers. And it will be the boys of Western United to get things underway in this game. See, it's obvious that Sydney aren't playing their full strength lineup because they have Adam Lafonda on the bench. But we will play and try and use this opportunity to break through and get a goal or two to put the game out of sight. And as I say that, it's Connor Chapman. Tries to get a strike off, but it hits McGowan on the way through. And we'll play that one straight through. Figueroa gives it out wide to Gabar, who's just going to run on in. Down this line. Can we get some manpower here? We do. It's Scotty McDonald launches the strike off. Gets taken down on the way through. But it will go out for a goal kick, though, as Chapman does get a yellow card for his issues earlier. As we'll play it straight out into Diamanti, who's just going to thump on down this wing. Finds Scotty McDonald on the way through. He's going to lay it back into Diamanti, who's going to lay it straight back into Figueroa, who takes a strike on his left peg. The defensive midfielder coming from absolute nowhere to smash one into the back of the net. 34 minutes against the ex-A-League champions, and we are a goal to the good. So here it is, the build-up play. One ball inside to Diamanti, one ball inside to Figueroa, who's in the right place at the right time, and he makes no mistake in dispatching that one on his left peg into the back of the net. Had Redmayne done all the way through. And the goal does come to Figueroa. It is his first goal now in the A-League. And it will be Sydney FC to get things off and running once more with what remains of this first half. So 36 minutes in, it's taking us to get the absolute breakthrough. As Kone knocks that one out, he will give Sydney FC a throw-in. Barbarousis, Ivanovic now. Can we get in behind? We've elected to go wide to Tilio. Win that header. Bratton does win it, but it's straight, comfortable to Curto's hands as we play out with it. Bratton! Oh, and he's absolutely scuffed it. It is Luke Bratton, the ex-Melbourne City defensive midfielder, who manages to put a bit too much on that and manages to put it wide. Figueroa. Barbarousis turns and goes. Come in for the tackle. But ladies and gents, that will do us for the first 45 minutes against the old A-League champions in Sydney FC. We've stated our case early on. Gotten the go-ahead goal through that man there, Figueroa. And as we roll into the sheds for the halftime break at Wyndham Stadium, it is Western United 1, Sydney FC 0. So ladies and gents, here are the match facts after our first 45 minutes against Sydney FC. So for us, it is 1 goal, 5 shots, 2 on target, with a shooting accuracy of 40%. To Sydney FC's 0 goals, 2 shots, 1 on target, with a shooting accuracy of 50%. We are holding up there in the passing accuracy with a very, very decent amount of 90% to Sydney's 88%. We are just edging the possession with 51% to Sydney's 49%. So without further ado, guys, we're just going to smash straight on with this second half. And it will be Sydney FC to kick things off for this second half. Are they going to bring on Adam Lafond? And yes, they have. They've already taken off Ivanovic. They've done it at the halftime break to try and get themselves a goal. So two very potent strikers up front for Sydney FC now, as we try and push things even further forward. Diamanti now goes on the inside to McDonald. McDonald tries to get one in behind for Josh Risdon. They've managed to thump that one away. Nothing doing though. Ninkovic and Chapman going at it one-on-one. Caceres, Figueroa comes through in the end. And it will be McDonald who tries to turn his man, and he does. He's going to have a strike from outside the box. Oh, and it's just gone wide. So unlucky. And that is a great strike, but it's just very narrow wide. As Andrew Redmayne gets things back underway. They've gone in through Ryan Grant out wide, playing out from the back. Same sort of situation that we've got. They've brought on Bam Johan now as well. Another talismanic danger man in the A-League. And as we say, it's Lafond who smashes it wide. I thought that shot was going to come across from Barbarousis in the end, but they 1-2'd it a little bit too much. Just a little bit too heavy-footed there by the Sydney FC striker. which is all fine by me. Just a little bit less mobile than your standard defensive midfielder. Diamante right now. There's the cross in. It's gone to the back stick, and it looks like it's come off McGowan, but it hasn't. It is Bezant Berisha who makes the header happen, and we go 2-0 up against the big boys of Sydney FC. So here it is on the replay. We get a shot wide. Diamante's cross was absolutely pinpoint to find Bezant Berisha. McGowan does try and come back for it to block it. And no, that has come squarely off Bezant Berisha's head, judging from that angle. And it's a fantastic header by him. And the goal does come to Bezant Berisha. That is now 4 for him in the A-League. And 68 minutes gone in this fixture. We're taking down the boys, the heavy-handed lads, the ex-A-League champions in Sydney FC. Zua has now come on as well for Scott McDonald up front, just to get a bit of fresh leg going in the striker department, see what he can do as we come through. Bratton does win it through once more. Oh, there was a mess of bodies there, and we've given it away. Barbarouses chips it in. Ninkovic! There is the goal. Are they going to call it offside? No, they're not. It is an actual goal fallen to Ninkovic. We're struggling now to do any defending at the back. Things have just been a little bit too hectic for us. They have had a consistent press on, and it's through a defensive error getting it out into our midfield where we have struggled in these games. The defense just crumbling under too much pressure with too many players forward from the opposition. But that's a comfortable goal by Sydney FC. And the goal does come to Miloš Ninkovic. It is his first goal in the A-League so far, as we make another substitution. Our final substitution, it will be Gabar coming off for Connor Payne as we get things underway in this, the 88th minute now. That's a really sad time to concede a goal. We could have gotten away with a clean sheet, and I dare say that's going to be a problem for us this season as we fly one on for Zua. We keep that in, we do. It's Kone who does manage to keep it in. And we get one on down the line here. He flicks one on the inside. It's come to Berisha, trying to work through a mess of feet. He does still manage to come away with it. Can we flick that one out? We do. Diamante throws it back onto Risdon, who's inside, takes the strike himself, but it's a weak one on the half turn. And it will be Redmayne to comfortably collect as we're in 6 minutes of stoppage time. And that will do us, ladies and gentlemen. So a poorly conceded goal late on in the second half. But it's not enough for the A-League champion Sydney FC to get the wood over us. We do come away with a 2-1 win and a well-fought performance. And at the end of 90 minutes, it does finish up Western United 2, Sydney FC 1. Okay, lads, so here it is, the match facts after our 90 minutes against the A-League champion Sydney FC. So it was 2 goals to us, 8 shots, 4 on target with a shooting accuracy of 50%. Sydney FC's 1 goal, 4 shots, 2 on target with a shooting accuracy of 50%. Passing accuracy is even amongst both sides with 85% coming to both teams. And the possession, a 50-50 split in the end between both teams. Okay guys, so moving now into today's third game, and it is an away game against the Brisbane Roar. This will also be a simulated game, so as you can see there on the right hand side, we do have the lineup. They do have 3 losses in a row, but they do come out and fire on with us. We get 2 goals, they get 2 goals for a 2-all draw. Okay guys, so moving into today's 4th and final game, it is another Melbourne derby, and it is at home against Melbourne City, but this will also be a simulated game considering we've played 2 of the big fixtures so far. So they've had 2 draws and a loss in their last couple of games, and we come through in the end and ended up belting them in our second Melbourne derby, winning 3-1. Okay guys, so that about wraps things up for today's episode, this being episode number 2. So we'll come back next time with an away game on December the 7th against Adelaide United, who are currently sitting 4th in the league, and they also have the number 1 joint top goal scorer with us as well. So that's going to be an interesting matchup for the next episode. So I just want to finish up by saying thank you very much for watching, guys. Be sure to give the video a like if you enjoy it, and leave your comments and feedback down below. Don't forget to smack that subscribe button if you haven't already, and tick the little notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. For all those that don't know, please jump on and join in all the fun and in all the banter on the official Corner Flag Games Discord channel Links will be on screen and in the description below. And for all those that aren't aware, we are doing some live streams now, so make sure you head on over to my Twitch channel and follow over there, and make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel as well to get the notifications for when we go live on both those platforms. Links for that will be on screen and in the description below. And I'll be back with the next episode of the Western United Mini Road to Glory career mode very, very soon.
Oh yeah, everybody now.